Okay, greetings. Join us. I forgot to share the link. 1 second. All right, so tonight's episode is I'm not sure if I'm gonna pronounce this right. I'm not gonna Jean-Michel. I'll just call it that. Basquiat, something like that. Basquiat. I can't remember how you pronounce his name. Okay. That was not right. That's weird. Oh, I didn't screw it. I didn't email it to myself anyway. All right. So John Vasquez, something like that. That's an Archon energy. It's it's like him playing slide. So you kind of feel the souls that are screeching here on the planet through art. So this has been kind of coming up. It's been just been showing up in my feed and something I feel like I need to share with others. So we're going to that. Also the 5D Earth and the Orion Wars. So 5D Earth, obviously that's pretty self-explanatory. And the Orion Wars, we'll just see what has. Basically, I think the Orion Wars are still going on. Different ways of looking at that. So we also have the upcoming event here. In December, it's here in Sedona. I'm not in Sedona, but it's going to be at Sedona for the week. So just put that energy out there. And actually, I'm going to send out the link here. So just be 1 second here. So this is ivantar.com. Here, let's do this. We have price sessions. We have a shop here. I'm not sure where I'm at. I think I'm still in September somewhere. Same situation here. We have a Sedona trip. As I said, you also have the tickets. And also you have the speakers and workshop people that are going to be there. The upcoming webinar. We just had a webinar tonight. And we have behind the scenes. And before we go into too much on that, so I'm about to send the link out, but this is kind of all over the place. I just did a webinar, so energy is kind of shot. So just put this out there for a second. So this guy, so Alex has been kind of in the news recently, in case you haven't noticed. And it's been kind of interesting. It'd be nice to become famous enough where you can owe $1 billion. So that's interesting there. Oh, I'm doing this all wrong. So anyway, he has a connection to Robert E. Lee. At least that's what I picked up on, and that's the Confederacy and all that. Just to put up there. So it's something to think about. If it's even worth thinking about there. That's weird. Here, I'm going to send out the link. Finally. Kind of like a jumbled up start here. So go into that as I'm setting up still. So Robert, because Jones and all that, he's not exactly a normal person. It's kind of a mystery among many. But that's the energy I picked up on the Robert E. Lee energy of just basically as a general, he was I guess failed, you can say, but still has an elite energy there though. But I don't know if that was him in another lifetime, but I just felt the energy of the two of them. They have a strong connection. It would actually make a lot of sense, honestly. But obviously the subject matter is not for everybody, but it's something I want to put out there just for the sake of it. Yeah, it's like one of those mysteries we probably never have the full understanding of. But either way, yeah, this is kind of, I don't know, just I can see the two of them being connected. Let's put it that way. So yeah, just put the link out there finally. But what we're going to the main thing here. Yeah, this is gonna be kind of weird. So here you feel even in this image here, you see the shadow being. I mean, so through art, you're seeing the madness that's going on here. And of course, he's channeling these frequencies. He didn't live that long either. He did a drug overdose. But these are the guys that are other Archon shadow beings talking to him at all different levels. And of course, your average human is not going to, this is a graffiti artist also. Lives in New York City, which is kind of like an Archon city, so he's feeling the vibrations that are there. So all those little creature beings are talking to him. I don't know if that's his or not. It could be, but yeah, it looks kind of a disturbing frequency when you look at it. You're like, ouch. But that's the energy of humanity, though. But it's also the shadow beings that are here. Kind of say hidden in plain sight. Just crazy kind of Archon frequencies. Just like I said, the shadow being is just sitting right there. It's like, and of course, the art world calls it like a masterpiece and all that. Technically, it is, but they're not really seeing it on a level that is what truly is going on there. I think this was done recently. I don't think he had a mask on his face. Yeah, just a kid. I forget when he died. It wasn't. And that's not him. I don't know who that is. And died in '88. He was 27. That's hairdo there. Yeah, started out very poor, and then his paintings were worth as much as Picasso's over time. So, yeah, just nuts. So it gives you kind of an idea what's out there, what we're dealing with. Let's put it that way. So, yeah, it's another way of seeing the shadow frequencies that want to be healed here. The art world kind of went into this real dark period, like they're in of course, with photography, and so the art world had to figure itself out. So it got super dark during the last century. So, and I'm not sure where it's at right now, but either way. All right, so we connect to the Archon frequencies with this. Jean-Michel, I forget how to pronounce his name. Anyway, and then we connect to the 5D Earth and then to the Orion frequencies. The Orion energies do feel a little bit heavy. Well, they're causing a lot of the wars here. They call the wars. Think like the elf wars, like you see in like a Middle Earth, like you see in like what is it, Lord of the Rings. Our past wars are kind of basically we're not always seeing everything. So obviously, at a higher level, you can see dragons and other creature beings during our the wars throughout our past. And in Ukraine, there's a lot of shadow beings there. I mean, even there's giants in other dimensions, things of that kind. So either way, all right. Okay, all right. We'll get to the Archon frequencies again through Jean-Michel. I forget his name. I can't pronounce it. The 5D and the Orion energy. So, all right. Blessings. Here we go. we can see where as our consciousness. It's up to the humanity to want to heal, yes, to see what is truly here. There is, of course, a large amount of shadow beings that feel like they rule over your earth. As humanity begins to smarten itself up and become less afraid of the unknown cannot hold your planet down. You can go to the higher frequencies, but realize it's also this universe was built in the physical realm. So it can become a lighter planet, but of course, humanity on your world has been trained mentally to go against itself, go against it. So as you can see, the mindset here is very difficult to heal. It's kind of like Archon beings have kind of like plant seeded themselves in the minds of the many to keep you from letting all of that go, the aggression. Yeah, they've also weakened many humans where all they do is think of chaos. They can't escape it. They might want to, but of course they can also find it same. Like they go against the program, it's almost like going against themselves. You see the chaos energy within families, and everything, of course, politics. But nothing's more chaotic than just your common man. Not all people, but a great amount of just those trolls. The troll and those are trolls on your internet. Those trolls have always existed. And a lot of them don't really have us. They have a soul, but it's like a blinking soul. It's like it's not fully there. It's almost like a gray soul. Not the zetas or the aliens, but just a gray energy. It's like it's harboring other beings there. So as long as they like chaotic frequencies come through. They dance around your planet, and then they go back into the shadows. Nothing better than the internet, where they can just put their energy out there and then disappear. So it's like something like they go into a shadow realm. So you're hearing, so this artwork you're feeling, where you're seeing the hidden shouting that goes into the astral plane. The astral plane has been lost also around this earth. Even this universe, mostly around this earth. Basically, it's like a cloud around the planet. And that's what's building up. It's like the frequency that builds up the physical realm. And there's other places that go through it. Even the Pleiades goes through it. The Sirius goes through it. Many planets, many star systems go through this frequency of this universe. So this universe we'll just tell you, it's kind of like a trap. And many of you come here well aware of that and helping other souls escape. And realize it's a soul trap that's been going on for some time. The religions lock souls down. And of course, they go about the human way. Of course, most humans aren't going to truly believe this. They're part of the fairy tale that's been taught to them through previous incarnations. So many of you are like the form of hero here to assist. You're just here in a human form, living a human life. It's not the adventure as it really is actually in another dimension. I mean, you're just living an ordinary life, but you're actually doing a great deal more. Now, others are having expectations, yes, false expectations of a new earth. And that's something they have to heal within themselves. And this has been going on for thousands of years. Of like, yes, your earth is going to go to the new vibrations, and then it doesn't. So be aware that trickster frequencies work here. But it's up to you. You made the decision. Humans have been duped throughout for thousands of years. And they still haven't quite ready to accept the truth. They might accept the truth when they get into old age and they realize they've been wrong their whole lifetime. Of course, that's also a lot of inner work they have to do for themselves. But the Archon frequencies it's trick souls to being human, to being here. Now, you could be an animal being, but being human obviously is not exactly the full trap. Some of you can release it, but others get fooled into it and don't realize what they're getting themselves into. At least the mindset. Remember, it's the mind. The mind is playing tricks with many. And it's there to go fight among others and fight with yourself. If you're not fighting with others, you fight with yourself. So that's what your world is here to unravel. So a place like New York City, not all of New York City is a low frequency, but the low frequency, yeah, dark entities, like a city of dark entities. San Francisco to a certain level, but New York City is basically designed to control your planet. At least that's one of the cities that's doing that currently. Just because there's violence in New York City, that vibration, it's like a wave. It sends off to other places to inspire more negativity. So a lot that's been rooted in your New York City starts there. Even your pandemic started there for some of you, and so on. So you're just becoming more aware of the agendas. Even some of those skyscrapers in New York City, some of you might see them actually move or have a dimensional portal connected. Obviously, your average human is not into those type of things. But if we look at it from a fourth dimensional level, you'll see much more that's going on. Like a city that is alive, but not of the best intentions. Obviously, not everyone is, it's like very medieval there. There's medieval magic that's been going on for centuries. But your New York City is basically your modern jungle, modern Babylon, and you're here to heal it. I mean, just heal yourself. Become aware. You're wondering what you're here to do is just become aware. Now, the artist had made these paintings and all that. Yes, it just felt too much pain. He felt the creatures here and just overwhelmed them. You didn't quite understand what they were. But they're working through him, yes, drawing themselves, painting themselves. And it was a little bit horrifying. But you're becoming more aware. So through art, you are seeing what's here, where you can handle it. There's much more, of course. Not that you have to focus too much on it, but as you go into self-development, you become more aware. Blessings. This is energy of the 5D Earth. I mean, many of you do connect to those frequencies and other dimensions here, but here, this is the Earth that needs the most help. It's a patient that's been lost, so you connect to other versions of Earth when you go into astral to rejuvenate yourself. Yes, you can also connect to friends, families, and other dimensions, basically to reformat your frequencies so you can come back here to go to war, basically. As a human, as a normal person, there's just many beings that don't want you to know about yourself. Over time, many of you in your third eye will start to open, depending on how much you want to see, and see the intentions and clear out. Yes, there are many contracts now, so you can't always have the awakening that you're looking for. Well, basically, when you come into the jungle, you agree on many agreements. But over time, they start to break free where you can see more. And see more of your common people, possessions, things like that, the mentals. I mean, you don't want to overload yourself. It can get extremely tedious. But little by little, you'll see more of what you need to deal with, what you need to see. When you start showing what's truly here, yes, it becomes like, yes, you're on a creature planet, basically. Yes, demonic beings possessing people, and you're here to heal it. Yeah, basically as connecting more to your warrior self. Not that you have to have a sword, but you are basically a warrior here, just in human form. You're just doing the regular human life. You're not walking around with a weapon. You're just basically keeping yourself safe overall. But over time, yes, the creatures will come out, at least become more seen. You can see them through humans. But basically, the third eye starts to open up, blossom, where you can see where it becomes normal. It's just most of your society is not agreeing upon that just yet. But over time, as it becomes normal, you'll see it more in your visions, and then new generations will see it because new generations are being taught what's here. You're not being taught what's here. Obviously, the schools are not going to do that. We want to keep you part of the program. Obviously, you're deleting that program, so new generations come in, and as they're growing up, they see the world differently, and they reject what's here. It's not the battle's not over yet, of course. With each generation, it will get easier, but also harder in a certain way because it's going to get more bizarre. Eventually, yes, you'll have political leaders that talk about aliens and creatures and all of that. But this will be sometime in your future. Doesn't mean it'll be in your lifetime, but most likely some of you will come back to assist with that. Well, assist with the awakening. Like some of you, yes, are way ahead of your time, like 300 or 400 years or even more than that. But some of you I can handle over here to help the newer generations understand what's here. And yes, eventually, well, not exactly retake your Earth, but understand what beings have invaded your planet. Greetings to you. With the consciousness of the Orion Wars. Some of you, yes, of the wars, depending on what reality you were in, yes, of course, it's still going on. It's basically for you to yes, think about a war where you forget where you are. Like your mind, like you're in battle and then you forget that you're in battle. It's almost like having Alzheimer's. You just go somewhere else. Yeah, mind control plays very much a big part in the Orion Wars. Obviously, you're seeing it on this planet. Of course, there's weapons being used, mental weapons, and deactivating is not the easiest. And of course, your society is still, it's becoming more aware of the corruption, but there's still a lot more corruption to become aware of, especially when you go into more of the astral plane. So obviously you're here to bring your Earth from a physical Earth into a non-physical Earth. Well, at least to heal the physical Earth, become more knowledgeable about the non-physical Earth. And so these creatures cannot no longer hold your planet. The shadow beings obviously are doing everything you can to suffocate your frequencies. Well, that's why you get tired, because if you're getting somewhere, most likely these beings are trying to tire you out. They don't want you to know about yourselves. Obviously, this war is not for everybody. Some of you might have some idea of it, but then step back. It's like, this is over my pay grade. But with some of you, you've been here before, and you're just you're getting your assignment. You're becoming not necessarily comfortable, but you're becoming more aware of the environment that you're in. Where you used to be uncomfortable, but this is how you advance yourself. And this is how these shadow beings can't hide anymore. So obviously they're getting kind of angry, more that are not afraid of what's here, and becomes weaker and weaker. Of course, most of your population is still kind of ambiguous to all this, but those of you are becoming aware. Now, are the shadow beings going to show themselves? Not yet. No, because that gives them away. But there will be times when they get frustrated and they want to show themselves. To those of you that want to see it, or you're prepared to handle it, that you're not afraid. Let's put it that way. So it's best just to let that show itself if it needs to. That's when you have your real Earth. I mean, basically, yes, what you see in mythology, it all went quiet, but it never really went away. It's still here. Obviously, some souls are just not quite ready for that. It's connected to the Pleiadian energies. It's a lot of seductions going on. It's a lot of seducing happening on your planet. And you're here to heal a lot of that. Some feel like the Earth's going to go into a higher frequency. But yes, it has to face itself first. You have to face the shadow of the planet itself for this new Earth to appear. You have to basically, it's kind of like lift the hood and do repairs, which you are doing now. It's just become more aware of it. So the Orion Wars is a mental war. And I believe not many are fully aware of that. So, and you're obviously dealing with that here. So basically, this planet's like an outpost of negativity, but it's showing the magic at the highest level of mental control. But as you're becoming more aware, now many are breaking the spells of like your mainstream media, but there's still many more spells to go. But they go from one drama to another drama. Now, I'm not quite releasing. Even in spirituality, some go from one drama to another. There are Archon beings, yes, that are here that know exactly what they're doing. Yeah, they try to protect themselves, but they don't want to become known. But many of you are facing them, and they are again becoming weaker because they can't. Yeah, they kind of, in some ways, you can say they've failed because they're not cloaking the planet as they thought. It's not working as well as they thought it would, and that's what you're here to unlock the riddle. So,